Well, for the most part, anyway. So if we were going to name it like a few beer, well, then of course you'd have to start with the chief. And compare that to Kermit the Frog. They both stress. They leap around trying to bark out orders, usually along the lines of, "Come on boys, social emergency." Like Kermit, Mark generally tries to keep things going. It is a pretty good idea, a good job, even when things are seriously falling apart at the seams. Then you've got our deputy. Well, I draw similarities with the newsman.
Good incest.
I will explain. To the outsider, Murray has always appears a man of very few words, and often you'll never hear if you've done something right. But if you stuff up, which is quite the often in my case, it doesn't take long before the voice of Radio Forward broadcasts your misfortunes out for the everyone in the local community. I've learnt the hard way over the years. There's no secret safe with Muzzer. It's a bit like Robin's iPhone, really. And quite often mistakes that made the brigade have a funny tendency of coming back as a hot topic in my workplace, or vice versa. Now, most of you might remember Fozzie the Bear. If you don't, he was the one that always tried to be the stand-up comedian. Well, we've got one of those in our brigade. His name's Potter. Like Fozzie, Bree is also loud. He has a tendency to play the class clown from time to time. This was clearly the case when we had to call out 5 metres from the station door. Potter burst cone. Man in his early 50s, fallen off bike, suffering from a shortness of breath. Road cone, undamaged. This was a time when Greg clearly demonstrated to all of us that you simply can't drink and cycle home. Now, of course, no group is without senior members, but often cast a very mindful eye on younger firefighters. And I always used to laugh at old Stalter and Waldorf. Up at the balcony about it. Used to hit at each other and shout off accusations to the actors. Well, much could be said the same for Fozzie and Gordy. Especially during meeting nights. Both had their regular spots down the back of the bar, and for the most part they're pretty quiet. Until the subject of potential changes to brigade protocol, increasing bar prices, or in Gordy's case, unpaid bar tabs, then they really make their presence felt. Gordy, yes, I will pay mine on the next meeting. Then you go all the way down to the bottom of the food chain, with the likes of Animal, the Wild Drummer. I think we can all see this is going to be. Now with an established bed, Bill even sports the look. As has brought many good laughs to the brigade in a short time, and it's also good to see he's taken up the role as the new tail twister. Like Animal, the crazy musician, Bill also has his prized instrument. As horn. And on more than several occasions, typically during rugby matches, he loves to blow it. This rather long and thin instrument has nearly found itself inserted in a very tight and painful part of his anatomy on more than one occasion. Last, but certainly no means least, Jimmy Shaw. Alias, the Swedish chef. wanted to fumble around his utensils. It was always very hard to figure out what he was talking about. Well, that's so much the same for our Jim. Especially when he's tinkering around the new truck trying to find the app glue. And wondering to himself and somebody that represents not Swedish. I think we would all concur the day that we had the new fire truck was one of the happiest in Jimmy's long and prosperous career. Jimmy was like a kid in a can still, or a man on honeymoon. To this day, much speculation still mounts as to whether or not Jim did actually spend the night in the back of the truck.
Here's an answer.
Just to ensure he would be muzzled to the wheel with the call out the game. Despite all that, one thing's always for certain. You can rest assured when the truck has been left in Jimmy's hands, it's always left with a nice, thick, shiny polish.
Have a right back.
Now, there have been many high and low points in my time, my short time, shall I say, in the fire brigade. Making the truck for the first time was pretty much up there, but I also reckon the 7-day course in Dunedin was one of the most eventful and exhilarating events that I've been involved with for some time. At first, I thought of taking a week off to go on a fireman's boot camp. Didn't exactly seem appealing compared to a holiday. But after a few days, I realised it was also a pretty awesome thing to be a part of. Words like number off, harden up, back in my day, Spider-Man, and of course, you can't fight fires with sunglasses on, dear. Just for being the standard lingo for the week, and may I say we all had a good laugh. I also think the success of that course was largely down to Keith Ferris and his team and the way they brought out the best in everyone that week. I would also like to acknowledge Terry for all the extra time and effort that he put into training Debs, Alison and myself and brought us up to speed prior to that course. Despite his often grumpy exterior, Terry was always willing to help us, and his experience and knowledge certainly left us in good stead. Now, it's fair to say that I've certainly had my fair share of fines and meeting nights, and I suspect there's a few more coming my way come Monday. I've been live and stuffed up on more than 1 or 2 occasions. No more so than this year's Autumn Festival Market Day. What started out as a simple fundraiser to flog off a few bacon buddies for the Sky Tower Challenge turned out to be the #1 show on the street that day. We even got right up in the ODT and Sutherland Times. Unfortunately, our performance lacked the skill and execution to put a barbecue fire out safely. Much to the dismay of our senior officers, we clearly demonstrated everything that you shouldn't do. But I would like to say that even in the event of a full-fledged flyer that nearly took out the entire takeaway stand next to us, at no one time did I ever leave my ship. Which was thinking very fast. Unlike my fellow work crew, you boys know who you are. Do seem to avoid the paparazzi. Another event that sparked some fair share of controversy this year and mixed emotions was the potential removal of free drinks on meeting nights. I don't think I was the only one that lost a lot of sleep over this prospect. However, some of you may recall some rogue spark came up with the idea that the first hour should be free, which promoted a sudden return to the drinking culture of the swinging 60s and the 6 o'clock swirl. For Chris, this would have been nothing unusual. But just like free Chris at the bar, the concept eventually died its own death. There have been many interesting moments, but I'll finish off on a more recent one, which I think actually Rose already alluded to. It started off with a tour as a fire call, which sounds terrible, but for us firefighters, that's kind of like winning the lottery these days. I was the last to make the truck, and having thrown my gear in and decided to get changed en route, a sudden sense of, oh shit, came over me. And I realised that my size 9 feet couldn't fit comfortably into size 4 gunboots. Now, I've never been afraid to do the occasional bit of cross-dressing, especially when it comes to the parties. But clearly recognising I got the wrong uniform, I knew my day wasn't going to end well. Despite having to run around on tippy toes, everything was going okay. Until a sudden voice from afar, Rob, calls out, "Hey Mitchell, isn't that Alison Dench's name on your hill?" But before I had even a chance to explain myself out of this ghastly situation, Radio 4 was already up the camera initially. All things aside, I guess at the end of the day, the events that take place, whether they're good or often at someone else's expense, adds to the fun and excitement of being involved in the brigade, which is pretty special. I believe the brigade is the centre point of the town and the community. It doesn't matter if you're a local sporting event, musical, or even the autumn festival. The fire brigade always has a presence. On Anzac Day, we play a vital role in the ceremony, and all bubble house we attend to any situations require us to keep the community safe. And to that end, it's something I'm immensely proud to be associated with. So on that note, I'd just like to say thank you to you all, guys and girls of the team, and I look forward to sharing many more years with you in the future.